Red Fort security rattled as a dummy terrorist strolls in days before Independence Day. Pakistan's army chief threatens nuclear war from a US dinner table. Trump's 50% tariffs sends Indian market sliding. The British F-35 makes yet another emergency landing. And Tata's EV's battery arm quietly takes on a Chinese-owned partner. Big risks, bold moves. Good morning. This is Top of the Morning by Mint, your daily shot of sharp business intel, global trends and market movers. It's Monday, August 11th. I'm Nelson John. Let's get started. Just days before Independence Day, a dummy terrorist walked straight into one of India's most guarded sites, the Red Fort, carrying mock explosives, and no one stopped him. The operative from Delhi Police's special cell was part of a security drill to test readiness. But instead of being intercepted, he strolled up to the children's enclosure, mingled with security staff, took selfies, shot videos, and left without raising suspicion. It's the third major lapse in recent drills at the fort ahead of August 15 celebrations. Officials, however, insist that these tests are routine, with Deputy Commissioner of Police Raja Bantia saying many have been successful. In fact, police say 15 drills were carried out recently, and in most, the intruders were caught. But Friday's breach was alarming. The man scaled a wall near Nishad Raj Road, wandered into high-security seating zone and loitered there before exiting. The special cell sent photos and videos of the lapse to police headquarters, triggering corrective measures and a mandatory alert to the Prime Minister's security unit. So far, no action has been taken against the officers on duty, but this comes just a week after 7 cops were suspended over illegal Bangladeshi nationals found living near the fort, and the recovery of 2 live cartridges from the premises. For a venue that's about to host the Prime Minister's Independence Day address, this is a security script no one wants to play out in real life. Pakistan's army chief Asim Munir is back in Washington, and this time his words are sparking global alarm. At a black-tie dinner in Tampa, hosted by businessman Adnan Assad, Munir issued a chilling warning. Quote-unquote, "We are a nuclear nation. If we think we're going down, we'll take half of the world down with us." He didn't stop there, reviving tensions over the Indus Water Treaty, which India suspended after the April Pahalgam terror attack. Munir accused New Delhi of risking famine for 250 million Pakistanis. He vowed to destroy any future Indian dam with 10 missiles and reminded his audience that Pakistan has no shortage of missiles. Addressing the Pakistani diaspora, Munir painted himself as a defender against terrorism, praised the country's youth, and called his second US trip in 2 months a new dimension in Pakistan-US ties. His visit included meetings with top US military brass, including Joint Chiefs of Staff General John Dan Kane, and attending the retirement of US CENTCOM Chief General Michael Kurella. In India, the reaction was scathing. Shiv Sena MP Priyanka Chaturvedi dubbed him the failed marshal and urged the government to scrap cricket ties with Pakistan. She also called on the IAEA to take control of Pakistan's nukes, warning they're in the hands of a maniacal leader. Munir's rhetoric may play well at home, but in a nuclear-armed neighborhood, every word lands like a warning shot. India is facing the steepest US tariff hikes in the world right now. 50% duties on its exports. That's higher than the 30% slapped on China and more than double the 20% for rivals like Bangladesh and Vietnam. On paper, economists say India's economy can manage. But on the ground, key sectors like gems and jewelry, textiles and some food products have almost stopped shipping to the US. Bloomberg Economies estimates export to America could drop by 60%, shaving about 1% of India's GDP. The stock market is already feeling it. The Nifty 50 has fallen 7% from its peak of 26,277 and is down nearly 4% in just the last 4 months. Analysts warn a further 5% drop is possible, taking the correction past 10% if tariffs stay in place. Market strategist VK Vijaykumar says the problem isn't just the tariffs. It's Trump's unpredictability. Indian markets are still trading at over 21 times estimated FY26 earnings, far costlier than global peers. That's pushing foreign investors to pull money out. Across the Pacific, the tariffs could also backfire on the US, driving up prices for American consumers, stoking inflation, and forcing the Federal Reserve to keep rates high. That risks stagflation, slowing growth with rising prices. Adding to the tension, Trump's tariff war could run until the 2026 US midterm elections. If his popularity keeps sliding due to rising prices, a shift in Congress could limit his trade powers. But until then, markets everywhere are living with a volatile mix, high valuations, weak earnings, and a White House using tariffs as both a bargaining chip and a political weapon. On Sunday morning, an F-35B landed at Kagoshima Airport in southwestern Japan after a reported malfunction. The runway was shut for about 20 minutes, delaying some commercial flights, but no injuries were reported. The jet was part of a British aircraft carrier strike group taking part in joint drills with the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force and US forces. But here's the thing. This isn't the first hiccup in recent months. Just 8 weeks ago, another British F-35B made an emergency landing in Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram after a hydraulic fault, forcing it to remain grounded before rejoining its carrier, HMS Prince of Wales. 2 unscheduled landings, 2 different countries in less than 2 months, and both involving one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world. It raises a quiet question. For all its stealth and firepower, how dependable is the F-35 when it is far from home? For now, British forces are pressing on with drills in the Western Pacific. But with every emergency landing, the world's most hyped jet is also getting a reputation for making headlines on the ground. For the first time, the Tata Group has acknowledged that a Chinese-owned firm is part of its flagship battery business. Japan-based AESE Group, owned by Chinese energy tech giant Envision, quietly picked up a 12% stake in Tata's Agratas Energy Storage Solutions for 66 crore rupees back in March. Tata Sons holds the remaining 88%, having pumped in 484 crore rupees so far. Alongside the investment, AESC's top lawyers, Gordon Louis Chin, has also joined Agrata's board, sitting alongside Tata's chairman N. Chandrasekaran and Tata Motors CFO PB Balaji. Agrata's is still in build mode, no revenue yet, but is setting up 2 gigafactories with 60 gigawatt-hour capacity split between the UK and India, mainly to supply Jaguar, Land Rover and Tata Motors. The UK plant will have 40 gigawatt capacity, the Gujarat one will have 20 gigawatt capacity, with production starting December 2026. AESC brings global heft. It's one of the top 10 EV battery makers, running 10 gigafactories worldwide, supplying BMW, Mercedes, Nissan and others. Analysts say a tech tie-up could give Agratas access to proven battery chemistries and manufacturing know-how that usually takes years to develop. The deal comes as Indian automakers face Chinese export curbs on rare earth magnets, making global partnerships more strategic than ever. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We are eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.